Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's opinions video. Very simple. What 5 people or teams or mixture would you like to see go into the WWE Hall of Fame? Basically, who's not in the Hall of Fame that deserves to go into the Hall of Fame? I'm going to give you my thoughts first, and then we can dig into what everyone else has got. I actually haven't looked to see what everyone has put down, so some of these may cross over with what we're about to talk about. I'm guessing a lot of people are going to have said Bray, and I'm guessing a lot of people will have said Cena and The Rock and those kind of big names. So I've tried to avoid the big names because I think they're quite big, quite obvious. I'd imagine they're going to be in the video. I've tried to go for some names a little further down. Demolition is one that definitely comes to mind. I think the reason they haven't gone in is because they were part of a concussion lawsuit, and really they're one of the defining teams of the late 80s into the early 90s. They were really WWE's alternative to the Road Warriors. And then, of course, we got the Road Warriors, changed their name to Legion of Doom. And then, of course, everyone was waiting for this big, massive feud between Legion of Doom and Demolition. It did happen, but it wasn't quite what people were looking for. But Demolition more than made their mark on the history of WWE. So, yeah, definitely they have earned their place in the Hall of Fame. Same with Bam Bam Bigelow. It's amazing to think that Bam Bam isn't actually in. And I don't know the story behind that one. I don't know why Bam Bam's not in. He had success over in Japan, obviously over in North America, in WWE. He main evented a WrestleMania, taking on Lawrence Taylor, of course. Brilliant. Love Bam Bam Bigelow. One of the most recognizable superstars in the 80s and early 90s as well. Then I've got Owen Hart, but I don't know if Owen Hart's going to count because, of course, we know why he's not in. His widow doesn't want him to go in, won't allow him to go in. She still blames, obviously, WWE for what happened, understandably so. And so she just doesn't want his name associated or used in any way by the company any more than it already is. She's just not interested in seeing him go in. If you've seen the Dark Side of the Ring episodes, then I think she did a really good job of sort of explaining her stance on it, and I don't think there can be much argument, to be honest. Hopefully he goes in at some point, but more than respect her wishes on that. So I've gone with Ivan Koloff instead, who was the person that beat Bruno Sammartino to end his historic title reign. He faced all the top names in that kind of 60s, 70s period. He is a former WWE champion. He was still around as well, going up in through the 80s. But he is someone that I think he was in that concussion lawsuit, and so that's why he's not gone in. Jim Cornette might divide opinion, but undeniably one of the greatest managers that we've ever seen. And not only that, I think what he is doing with his podcast now is he is making noise. He's got a large audience. Some people love him. Some people hate him. But he has made a noise. He has made a splash. He has made an impression. And I think he is more than deserving of a place in the WWE Hall of Fame. And then the last one is a celebrity one that I really, really care about. She should be in. Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, what she did for WWE with like her at the height of her fame, and she's managing Wendy Richter, getting involved at WrestleMania 1, this whole rock and wrestling connection, you know, she's right at the forefront of it. Yeah, she's more than earned her place. More than earned her place. So I would love to see Cyndi Lauper in. So there we go. I tried to avoid some of the bigger names, dig into some of that kind of mid-cardery level. But let's see what you lot came up with. Here we've got Honorary Zeus of AI Dub says Bray Wyatt, Lex Luger's a great shout, Batista, John Cena, Demolition. Sam says Cena, Wyatt family, Shield, Bloodline, including Sammy, and Batista. Yeah, I mean, a Shield going in would be fun, wouldn't it? We would need to get Dean Ambrose over, John Moxley over, so we might have to wait a little bit more for that. Cena, OG Bloodline, Roman, Usos, Solo, and Sammy. Wyatt family, Bray, Rowan, and Brody. Michael Cole, love the Michael Cole shout, and Batista. Bland SF's got Michael Cole as well. Shield, Michael Cole. Wyatt family, John Cena, and Big Show. Brendan said John Cena should go in. Kalen said John Cena should go in. Kendall said Lex Luger, China, Demolition, Earl Hebner, and Lemmy from Motorhead, who obviously provided Triple H themes and was a big supporter of WWE. It's Bryn again said John Cena, his contributions to the business as a whole show why. Randy, same as John, he's one of the figureheads of the company. New Day's a great shout. Collectively, they've been in the business for years, have arguably broken down racial barriers. They've been a team for a decade now. Uncle Revel said Batista seems to have fallen off the radar since he was previously announced. It's true, he was announced, then we went in the pandemic. He didn't want to go in without the fans there, and we've never gone back to it. So he's not in. He still needs to have his induction, but we've just never gone back to it, have we? With Vince gone, I'm hoping Demolition can make it in. China should be inducted on her own. Psycho Sid is long overdue. Then, of course, Bray Wyatt, so that we can continue to celebrate his life and legacy. Mark says, Randy Orton, multiple-time world champion, former IC champ, one of the biggest names in the business, Miss Elizabeth, the manager of Hall of Famer Macho Man Randy Savage. I do like that. Michael Cole, current voice of WWE. No complaints there. The late King of Hearts, Owen Hart. And Charles Robinson, says Mark. Referee. Jake said John Cena, Wyatt family, Batista, Shield, Bloodline. They would definitely be my top 5 picks. The Rock and Sock connection, that's fun. They're both in, aren't they? But not as Rock and Sock connection. Mickey James, Batista, Bray Wyatt, and Goldust. Love that Goldust shout. That's excellent. Keegan said Bray, China, Batista, Dustin Rhodes, and Lillian Garcia. Some excellent names here. Coach Co has got Batista, John Cena, The Rock, William Regal, and Bray Wyatt. WWE Ethan says Bray Wyatt definitely needs to headline a Hall of Fame ceremony. I would also love to see the Wyatt family go in alongside him. John Cena is most definitely going to go into the Hall of Fame after his retirement tour. What about Sting? Question mark. Is Sting in? Sting may have gone in. It's hard to remember who's in and who isn't in. I think Sting is in. If he's not, and I'm just remembering that wrong, then totally. Alex and the Judge says, Alexander the Judge says, Cena, Wyatt, Batista, Shield, and Randy. Nita Nitro said Lillian Garcia, inducted by Samantha Irvin. Hardy Boys, inducted by the Dudleys. Mickey James, inducted by Trish. William Regal, inducted by Charlie Dempsey. I like that. And Batista, inducted by Randy Orton. Joseph says Wyatt family, Randy Orton, John Cena, Batista, and Michael Cole. Colton said Bray Wyatt, Michael Cole, John Cena, Undertaker's in, and Hardy Boys. March 31 says Bam Bam Bigelow, Batista, lots of Batistas, Big Show, lots of John Cena's, and another William Regal. Nathan said Batista, Wyatt family, AJ Lee, and Hardy Boys. I love that AJ Lee shout. I think that's brilliant. Jay Uso says the Usos, Roman, Cena, Charlotte Flair, that's our first Charlotte Flair, and Brock Lesnar. Ryan A0917 says Bray Wyatt, Hardys, Cena, Randy, and Batista. James coming in with some different names here. William Regal, Demolition, Mickey James, Haku. Loving that. And Slick. Look at that. I like that. Some different names. Very good. Paul said, Daze, it's a tricky one, but I'm going to give it a go. For me, Al Snow, Ministry of Darkness, Jim Cornette, Mickey James, and Batista. All should be, I know Bradshaw Undertaker is, but Ministry of Darkness, everyone made that iconic. Jason has got William Regal. Bonzo said Umaga, self-explanatory. Jim Johnston loves that. Yes, absolutely deserves his flowers. Love that. The Rock could make Roman match more spicy. Too cool. An overlooked team that deserve their moment. Outside shot, I think it's time for Santino Marella. I used to love Santino Marella. So funny. I think it's so hard to do comedy well in wrestling, and he just absolutely killed it. So, yeah, I would not be against that. Watson said, wasn't Batista meant to go in the Hall of Fame? I can't remember if he did because of his schedule or some other reason. It was the pandemic, I believe. Just Jeff said, Ministry of Darkness Taker, Minion, Mabel, AOP, Paul Bearer. Nick said, I would put the Undertaker... No, I would put the WWE Universe without the... Oh, okay, I've got you. I would put the WWE Universe in. Without them, there would be no WWE. Lillian Garcia, one of the best ring announcers WWE have ever had. Barry Horowitz, years of service and a handful of wins. Team-wise, I would choose Brood, Los Conquistadors. They hold a victory over Edge and Christian. They do. Cammy said, hello, these are my choices. So we've got Head Shrinkers, Samu and Fatu. That's interesting. Nasty Boys, Brian Knobs and Jerry Sags. Beverly Brothers, Bo and Blake. Jumping Bomb Angel. They should be in. They should be in. You want to talk about Trailblazers? They were women's tag champs in 88 or something like that. WWE had women's tag titles all the way back in the 80s, which just never get spoke about, never get recognized. You had the Glamour Girls and you had the Jumping Bomb Angels. Love that. They should be in. And the Natural Disasters. Yeah, some really good different ones being offered up here. Crimson said Bray Wyatt, headliner, John Cena, Batista, Wyatt family, and William Regal. Dave in real life said Bray Wyatt, 100%, John Cena, Batista, Hardy Boys, Michael Cole, and in an ideal world, Owen Hart. But I totally understand why his wife said no. Ratchet the Owl said Bray, inducted by the whole family. Cena, inducted by Randy. China, Triple H, make it happen, she deserves it, inducted by Shawn and Triple H. Excuse me, Vicky Guerrero, inducted by Edge. And Bruce Pritchard, way overdue, inducted by his brother Tom. Bruce should go in, completely agree. Kai-chan said, these are mine. Orient Express. Oof, love that. The Islanders, Powers of Pain, the Godwins, and the Faces of Fear. I think you've got some really interesting picks there. It's funny. I mean, where do you draw the line? Where who deserves to go in, who doesn't deserve to go in? I'm thinking the Godwins on this one. You know, did they do enough? They were very iconic, though, weren't they? They were very big around that kind of mid-90s periods. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Dave said Bray Wyatt, Johnny Knoxville, he should go in, yes, to the celebrity wing. New Age Outlaws, Jerry the King for his announcing, and $1 Million Man. Well, Jerry the King is in. I don't know if you would put him in for his announcing. I mean, I suppose he could go in for his wrestling and then go in for his commentating, but I don't know. Have we done that before? Normally when you put people in, it's when they're on their own and when they're in a group. But have we actually put someone in as a wrestler and then when they've done commentating and they've gone in twice for like those two different roles? I really don't mind that. I think putting him in again for his commentary, I really wouldn't mind that. Samantha says Bray Wyatt, Batista, Michael Cole, John Cena, and another shout for Miss Elizabeth. Jay Dono said Wyatt family, Randy Orton, Batista, John Cena. Sinan says Wyatt family, Cena, Orton, Bo Dallas's Uncle Howdy, and The Rock. Maybe a bit soon for Uncle Howdy, but he could be well on his way. Danny said Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt, Batista, Hardy Boys, and Psycho Sid. Barry said Bray Wyatt, Owen Hart, Dustin Rhodes, Batista, Midnight Express. I don't know if the Midnight Express went in, did they? Did the Midnight go in? I can't remember if they've gone in or not. Cody's fan account says Usos, Batista, Cena, and Bray Wyatt. Richard Jr. said, I think that John Cena, Lillian Garcia, Randy Orton, Lex Luger, and Demolition should get inducted. Matt said, I would love to see ICP, the Insane Clown Posse, go in. They have wrestled for every major promotions. They are legends now. They deserve to go in the celebrity wing, yes. Also, Bray Wyatt for sure, and Luke Harper. Kai said Santino, Marella, Bray Wyatt, R-Truth shout, The Miz, John Cena. Michael said Bray Wyatt, Gail Kim, Hardys, Big E could get the Warrior Awards, and Bob Barker for the celebrity wing. Yeah, that guest host spot was amazing, wasn't it? Raiders Boogie says The New Day, OG Bloodline, Heyman, Roman, Solo, Jimmy J, and Sammy. John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Chad Gable. Has Chad Gable done enough? Biggest hater said Sid, Bray Wyatt, Too Cold Scorpio, Sabu, and the Gilberts, Eddie, Tommy, and Doug. Dave Holland said, here's mine, Rick the Model Martel, yes. The Rockers, oh, I don't know about putting Marty in, not with all his shenanigans. Miss Elizabeth, love it. Lex Luger, love it. Michael Cole, love it. Outside of the Marty Jannetty one, no complaints. Roland said Jeff Hardy, Hardy Boys, Bray Wyatt, John Cena, and Batista. Jeremy said John Cena, Batista, Demolition, Bray Wyatt, Lillian Garcia. Michael says Hardy Boys, China, Cena, Rob Van Dam. Cricket said give Jim Johnston his flowers. He's made some of the most iconic theme songs as a composer. Demolition, tag team, even though they clashed with the company. Batista, Miss Elizabeth, and Owen Hart, although I don't see him getting inducted ever. Joey says Gangrel, Goldust, Shelton Benjamin, Jeff Hardy, and brackets, seriously, Hornswoggle. Was going to try and fit Batista into my pick, but he just feels like a lock for 2025. I feel like Cena could feature the following year. Also, celebrity, how about Motorhead / Lemmy? Batman says Bray Wyatt, Batista, Umaga, Jim Ross, and Jim Johnston. I think Jim Ross is in. Batman, I think he's in. Jim Johnston, though, I feel like a lot of people are picking him because of how awful Def Rebel are. I feel like Def Rebel being as awful as what they are has massively helped Jim Johnston's case here. Right, let's do a few more. I see we're getting up to that 20-minute mark. Travis says Lesnar, Dean Malenko, China, Jim Johnston, who should have been one of the first since he's responsible for the best music, Ken Shamrock, and Steve Blackman. Ethan said Bray Wyatt, Hardys, Cena, Batista, Randy. Justin says Bray Wyatt, I know it can't happen, but Owen Hart, Michael Cole, Taz, Tommy Dreamer. some ECW vibes there. Brian says Bray Wyatt, John Morrison, Santino Marella. So we did get another Santino Marella. Melina and Demolition. Azza says Shield, New Day, Cena, Orton, Brock. Ron says, hi Daze, how are you? I'm good, thanks, you all right? I must say, no kick out in Priest and Seth match. I don't understand. I think this might be from the wrong one. When the time comes, I want to see the women's tag champs in there. Okay, well, Isla and Alba, they've probably got to do a fair bit more to make it, I would imagine, but okay. Logan says John Cena, Randy Orton, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. Nathan says Umaga, Sid Vicious, Demolition, William Regal, Bray Wyatt. And then this will be our last one. Nishi says John Cena, Batista, The Bloodline, The Wyatt family, and Goldust. Love that shout. Love that shout. So there we go. Those were your thoughts, or some of your thoughts, about who you would like to see go into the WWE Hall of Fame. Lots of similar names there, but really lots of excellent suggestions, and I think it shows we've got many, many, many more classes to look forward to. We are nowhere near done with putting people into the Hall of Fame. Still so many people deserving of that honor, so brilliant. Love the feedback. Thanks a lot for contributing, and obviously I will see you again next time. Bye for now.